everybody. So I have a lot to go over. There's a lot that's been happening over the past week, 2 weeks or so since my last video, but I'm going to try something different today. We're going to just go through the news real quick to see what's going on. First off the top of my head, Elon Musk pumped up dog last night. Let's see if it's in the hot stories. Usually it's there. But I was already waiting for Elon to say something. I guess here, let me show you what I was already waiting for him to say something. Maybe it's on the perp. See this low volume profile? Let's see if we can get the arrow. Where's it at? He has some smart traders next to him. I mean, if you can game the stock market system the way he has over the past decade, I call him. He's like Steve Jobs 2.0. He doesn't have to sell anything. He'll still make a lot of money on the stock market, through the stock market. So he has a lot of smart traders around him. I know that he doesn't have to be the smart trader himself. Maybe he does understand it. He's a genius of sorts. But what I noticed was with the way dog was moving. Let's zoom out a little bit. Dog is waiting for a breakout. Just looking at the volume profile, the price action is moving within a range. You can kind of say between this 272 and the 786 for the most part, with some minor deviations. And as I said in my Discord group, it's making sort of a fractal, similar fractals to this here. We're going to get a repeat of this. And I said this in my old video explaining dog going from 5 cents to 50 cents. 45 cents, 40 cents, 40 to 50 cents is what I said in my March 7th video. I already said we're going to break out here. It's between 40 and 50 cents. And then we're going to recreate this whole structure all over again. Very similar. It's never exact, but very similar. And what you can see is very similar in this dog structure is you have that red candle there is very similar to this 272 touch and this drop here, I guess. Yeah, very similar structure. And then we have a reaccumulation with higher lows, higher low breakout. So what was assumed was right around this area we're going to see a lot of volume starting to come in, and Elon Musk feels like we could have already assumed based off this volume profile that volume was going to come in, but he implanted himself, for me last night, as the person who pumped dog. He may have gotten more. What he does is he's not pumping dog, he's getting more attention to it. And there was this down wick here, which his team or smart people probably anticipated, so they got more value here by pulling the price down and then making the announcement that he's the dog father, and he's going to be on Saturday Night Live on May 8th, I believe, something like that. And volume pumped up to the next resistance. I sold here at this resistance marker, and it just happened to go to the 618, and that's a good sign. It looks like it's flagging from here. But anyways, so that's what happened. Elon Musk, here it is. Elon Musk boosts Dogecoin amid fresh, strong interest in altcoins. And yes, it happened. There happens to be refreshed interest in altcoins because our altcoin savior, the ETH BTC charts show us. So we go to the 1 week that we have a lot of upside. And if you look at most charts, you're going to see a similar chart to this, where you have volume accumulating down here. It's in accumulation mode. As you see, the MACD is going sideways. And this is what I look for in long-term charts. This is a long-term chart. The the longer you're in the trading game, whether it's equities or cryptocurrencies, the higher the time frames you play. Yes, I play the small time frames. Small time frames that are confirmed. The higher time frames, anything above 4 hours. But when you know you want to maximize your profits, maximize your profit potential, you're going to play longer, the higher time frames. So you see here, I've marked this out in the past on my groups and on Twitter. We had this inverted head and shoulders, and we should see a move. If you mark this out, you should see a move up to the almost the 0.575. And I think we're going to get there by week's end. And what I believe is going to happen is we're going to get there by week's end. We're going to reconsolidate. I don't think we're going to come all the way back to this level where we would bounce off and reaccumulate. I think we're going to come short of that to get a lot of people to FOMO in on a move back up. So we might get a little dip here and then make a move to the next support level. And then we stair step, so to speak, and then we might get an unexpected move down. Once we hit the 618, we might get an unexpected move down and reaccumulate. Maybe Bitcoin finds itself again in Bitcoin dominance, and then we start stair stepping from here. The 618 level is important. But yeah, back to Elon Musk. Dog, the meme-based cryptocurrency that is a pet favorite of Elon Musk, has a new date for its price diary. Musk appearance on Saturday Night Live. And a lot of people are anticipating, if you put it together, 1 + 1 together, he'll make a dog skit, or he'll mention Dogecoin. Something's going to happen. He's going to mention it. Maybe Saturday Night Live even uses one of the many Dogecoin pictures with Elon Musk in it as one of their interlude pieces. You know, where if you've seen Saturday Night Live, they'll show the face of the actor or the special guest that's there. Maybe they'll use one of those pictures. There's some pretty good pictures out there. Somebody made a Dogfather photo on Elon Musk's post within 5 minutes of his post, and it was pretty good. So there's a lot of eyes on Elon Musk's post. Bitcoin's price dip going down. Bitcoin's price dip had cost the altcoin sector dearly, with dog bottoming far below its recent record of 47 cents. And this was all talked about in my video. In one of my latest cryptocurrency videos, you're going to see a dip below 30 cents. So safely, you could have got in under 30 cents around here. There was a lot of accumulation on the dip. The lowest it obviously hit was 15 cents. And I have a strategy that could have showed you how you could have got somewhere near 15 cents on this dip. I'm yet to show you guys. I'll put it together. But once you see this red dragonfly doji here is a positive sign, because it basically 90% of the selling got bought back up and went green, reaccumulated, and we had a breakout. It looks like right now for dog we're going to get another accumulation period. Just looking at dog BTC, dog BTC still in accumulation. We haven't seen any Bitcoin coming into dog just yet. So we're still in the accumulation. It's 5 minute anyways. It's a close look. Let's zoom out. And obviously this looks very similar to, so we did have a breakout of it last night. That just means a lot of people converted their Bitcoin into Dogecoin, which further goes towards the narrative that Bitcoin and Ethereum are inversely correlated. And the good thing is, hopefully you're not married to Bitcoin by now. I mean, you can be married to it if you're holding it long term for the next 5 years. In my opinion, the next bull run will be in 4 or 5 years or so. These markets tend to churn every 3 to 5 years. Then yeah, hold Bitcoin. Holding it from this level, 50K. If you just started accumulating, there's a good chance we could see 30, 40K again in the future within the next 2 or 3 months. But the next few months, well, it's already started, but the last month and the next month or so, in my estimation, until June, is going to be an altcoin run. And it's going to be fueled by ETH BTC. The more Bitcoin that the Ethereum network can pull into its network, the better, because it'll be redistributed. All that Bitcoin will be converted into Ethereum, or however it'll be turned into. People are jumping from Bitcoin to Ethereum, and then Ethereum through the swap sites like 1inch, Sushi Swap, Uniswap mainly. Uniswap has an update coming out May 5th, which is why Uni has seen such good growth over the past few days. Right here, I mentioned in my group that Uni was a good buy at around $31, $32, and now we're at $42 and climbing. This on the 1 day. We probably have another few days before it tops out. The 4 hours curling back up. Yeah. So Uniswap, those are just for Ethereum. You're going to see a lot of Ethereum and Bitcoin turning into ERC20, ERC 1150, the ERC 721 tokens. And with that mentioned, ERC 720, ERC 721, ERC 1150s, those are tokens that are able to hold NFTs and smart contracts. So you're also going to see the NFT market pumping during this next month as well. And some of those candidates are DEGO. Let's see what we have for DEGO. It's on KuCoin's the best. Well, Binance owns a lot of it. You're going to see a lot of action from DEGO. DEGO's bottomed out from what we can see here. That was the smartest move, was to buy at the bottom of this support range and let it ride to the top. Right now we're going to hit a little resistance, and the way you can measure out resistance is with the Fibonacci tool. There's the top, there's the bottom. We're going to hit some resistance at $17.40. You have $1 if you're a leverage trader or margin trader. You have $1 or so to get out of it, and then I believe we're going to range somewhere in between here before another breakout. DEGO's one of the best NFT tokens that came out of nowhere. If you followed Crypto Lion on the Discord, or Black Lion Kings on Twitter, then you would have been hearing a lot about DEGO since this area right here. He bought it somewhere under $1, and it's went to $34. A lot of these tokens are doing exactly what DEGO is doing right now. We're seeing a lot of reaccumulation, as you can see in the MACD. A lot of twisting at the bottom. It's on the 4 hour, mind you. Yeah, so there's two levels of resistance. We have this downtrending line resistance, and the we got flip this, the 618 or the 382 resistance as well. So we're going to see a little rejection here, and we might see an accumulation within. We might see a little accumulation within this range here before we finally break out and move up to the next level, or retest that level, breakout, reaccumulation in this area again before another breakout. I don't think there's going to be much resistance there, even though it's the 618. And DEGO's going to be off and running because everybody's obsessed with NFTs now. Speaking of NFTs, let me keep this flow going as best as I can. News. Let's just go back. Ellen DeGeneres had I'm going to call it a money grab NFT recently, and it didn't work. Apparently, let's read the article. Ellen search the site. Ellen's NFT auction flops. There's a lot of distaste for her now. She's still well supported by the LGBTQ plus community, but I'm sure a lot of people dislike her as well. At least the woke culture is on to her now. She's not a very good person. Maybe I don't know. I'm not going to give her excuses. She seemed like a good person, but now she's not. So even crypto Twitter was, the comments were scathing. The comments are scathing. Okay, it talks about the Golden State Warriors. Speaking of NFTs, the Golden State Warriors, the NBA, let me tell you, the NBA is ahead of all the other associations, all the other leagues, maybe except a few soccer leagues. But as one of the biggest leagues for professional sports in the world, NBA is always ahead. So with Mark Cuban leading the charge for NFTs and Ethereum and cryptocurrency, you're going to see a lot of teams jumping into this NFT craze, because NFTs, if you're talking about art and collectibles as the lowest level of usage for NFTs, in my opinion, you're going to see a lot of that in arts and collectibles. It makes the most sense for sports to adopt it, and now this allows these associations and leagues to monetize their own content and own their own content officially. You have to, for an NFT, you have to use a cryptocurrency in order to purchase it. And the primary token to transfer for NFTs nowadays seems to be an Ethereum-based token. So the Golden State Warriors put the Legacy Collection up for auction on OpenSea. The world's most expensive sneakers are fractionalized, and Chadwick Boseman's NFT is roundly criticized. That's interesting. I didn't hear about the Chadwick Boseman one. Somebody trying to make money off Chadwick Boseman. If it's not his family, then it's probably it's a little sus, a little suspicious. The much hyped NFT sale by popular talk show host Ellen DeGeneres has fallen flat, with the comedian selling just 5 out of 10 available gold editions of her Woman with a Stick cat. It's pretty cringy, to use the kids' term. Is very cringy, and that's why I called it a money grab. And yes, and you see down here is everybody's favorite guy, Crypto Cobain, put it. He said, how about nobody bids on it? I guarantee you his 300,000 followers listen to him. Look at this. How much of a of a money grab does this look like? Like, this is like no effort put into it. Like, you had who was it? The redhead used to be a Disney actress. I'm forgetting her name. She came out with some where she had somebody actually create artwork for Herbie, and you know who I'm talking about now, Herbie, and the movie she was in the past for NFTs. She actually at least put a little bit of effort into this. Like, this is just a money grab. This is just ridiculous. Like, if this is like I'm gonna use the kid's word again. This is like a boomer testing out something they really don't believe in. Well, if it can make money, I'll do it. And that's the old school 80s parasitic businessman's mindset. She's not young. Ellen DeGeneres will be selling her first ever NFT, a selfie of her holding an original artwork cat, which she's calling Woman with a Stick. With a stick cat. And maybe it flopped as of this article, but maybe it didn't get enough press. I don't know. Maybe the public just doesn't like her anymore. If they didn't, she wouldn't have a show anymore. So I'm just like, what? I don't know. It's hard to call. Woman with a stick cat, non-fungible token for 2,500 on Bitski program. Maybe nobody uses Bitski. I've never even heard of that. I've been around 7 years, and I've probably seen every token out of tens of thousands. I've never heard of Bitski. Maybe I'm behind on that. Another 64 people paid 100 each for an open silver edition of the same platform. So this multi-millionaire didn't make much money. The drawing appears to have been created with minimal effort in a bid to satirize the notion that any old celebrity peddling junk will sell an NFT. I guess, like, she didn't even put 10% effort into this. Platinum video monologue about NFTs by DeGeneres fetched the highest price, $14,555 in total. The sale has raised just $33,000. Yeah, that's why I'm like, at least put some effort into it and act like you care. And people can recognize that nowadays. So it's a good thing it flopped and it didn't work, because then you'd see an onslaught of other people, celebrities coming in with their trash. Yes, there has been an onslaught of it, but a lot of hip hop artists have been making theirs, actually putting music on NFTs and selling album covers and actually making new songs for an NFT that can be purchased. So that was just horribly done. So anyways, moving on. So look for DEGO on KuCoin or Binance. You're going to want to get in soon. This was your chance to get in here. There was a descending channel that was being created. You can even see it as a... Oh, hold on. You can even see it as a wedge if you want, if you don't like to use wicks. Descending wedge into support here. Obviously bounce up. I mean, I'm not going to say obviously, but if you know what you're looking for, then DEGO is going to be very hot over the next few weeks. If you want to get into NFTs, do not miss out. All right, so on to more altcoins. Well, let's talk about Bitcoin first. Bitcoin it's still in a healthy spot right now. This is on the daily. The daily still has room to move up, but over the short term, looks like, yeah, Bitcoin looks okay, but I think Bitcoin is going to continue to lose dominance to Ethereum. At the same time, the ETH BTC is going to be at a resistance probably by the end of the week. I think it's going to slow down into the end of the week, and we're going to hit some resistance, or we're going to just get a shitload of volume, and we're going to just keep plowing through these resistances. And one thing I want to tell you, what I wrote down, what I look for in charts. The first thing I look on a chart, I don't even look at the price action. I don't even look at the candle action. I look at the stochastic RSI. I could sit here and explain to you all day. Looks like we're about to hit 0.5. The target for me in my mind is 0.5. I mean, you have 0.57 here. You can't really go against the indicators. If you want to get out early on this trade to reaccumulate, then 0.55 is a good target. But the stochastic RSI is connected to the RSI. The RSI is almost topped out. This is on the 3-day. We go to the 1 day, we have a lot of accumulation at the top of the range while the RSI continues to climb. That's why this is going sideways. You go to the 3 day, that's why this is going sideways. It's waiting for the RSI to hit its target. It's only at 81 on the 3 day. The top is 190 on the 1 day. The 4 hours already, the 4 hours still has room to move. So end of the day, we could see a little, I don't know. I think ETH BTC is going to run into the end of the week. That's what I'm going to call. We could have a little resistance hit and then a reaccumulation above 0.5, I believe, or 0.45 if you want to play it safe. 0.45 was the last resistance before Bitcoin broke out, or ETH BTC broke out. But that's one indicator I look for. It's the first indicator I look for, is I look at the stochastic RSI. Stochastic RSI tends to tell you that all these other indicators are at the end of their move. Now, what the 4 hours showing us, on ETH BTC is that we're still accumulating. We're breaking out. We broke out of accumulation several hours ago, yesterday or so, and the distribution process is moving up. That's the 21-day blue line here. We should start to move up. Then we move up to a higher time frame, and we're doing the same thing. The MACD can go on forever. Honestly, we go to the 1 week. The MACD's barely breaking out of we're still in the accumulation phase for ETH BTC on the 1 week. So in my mind, I'm playing the 1 week in terms of how far ETH BTC is going to lift up the altcoin market. But at the same time, BTC, it looks like it's accumulating here. Yeah, the 4 hours breaking down. We might lose another few $100s on Bitcoin. Looking at the higher time frames, we're still scooping up on the 1 day. The 3 days the same. RSI is still under It's still at a mid-range right now. MACD is still looking to reaccumulate. It's distributing downwards, which means we have some downwards price action, which we had here. I'm still seeing let's see. Let's just go with the large time frame. I'm still seeing the 27. I'm still seeing 48. I'm still seeing 48 and 43 as an option as to where we're going to go. And then ultimately over time, we're looking at the 3-day. We could have 34K. So we have to reaccumulate in this zone, which it looks like the stochastic is at the bottom of the range. The RSI is midway. This is on the 3-day. We need volume to start reaccumulating on Bitcoin in order to stay within this range here. We want to stay within this range, maybe bounce from here where this high volume level is at 52K. We want to hold 52, 53. 53 is okay from what I've been seeing in the charts. And we want to reaccumulate here and then retest 58 and make our move up for any of the Bitcoin maximalists or the people who are still interested in trading Bitcoin. There's a lot more. I wouldn't be trading Bitcoin if I were you right now. There's just, as far as any leverage trading or spot trading, yes, you want to hold your Bitcoin for as long as possible. Bitcoin, I still believe since day one that it's going to be a world reserve currency, because nothing else, because fiat currencies have they're created to fail. Bitcoin is created to supplant the economic system. That's just a little tidbit of what I believe and what it's actually being grown to do. But anyways, on a more micro scale, you still want to hold Bitcoin over the next few years, even if we come back down to 34K. You want to accumulate on dips. When you see big red candles, you want to have fiat ready to buy. You want to have cash ready to buy. So not much going on with Bitcoin. What I see happening is sideways action. You have a lot of these altcoins like Ethereum itself, Ethereum USD, still has a lot of room to grow. We're not even at double the price of all-time high of one previous all-time high of $1,400. While Bitcoin is tripled in price from its 20K all-time high. Ethereum follows Bitcoin's price action, ultimately. And look at this. On the Ethereum USD, the 1 week has barely started scooping up from the bottom. This is a good thing. This is the first thing you want to look for, stochastic RSI, and see where the price action is at. Just because we're all the way up here doesn't mean we're done making moves. RSI is only at 81 right now, or 84 on the weekly chart. We zoom into the 3-day. 3-day is pretty overextended. 1 day is still scooping down as I could have estimated. So if you look at the 3-day, 3-day is similar to the 1 week right now in terms of the RSI and MACD. MACD is still curling up with no signs of stopping. Like I said, MACD can go forever. We're in an altcoin season. We can go for a very long time. As you see here, we're ranging here from the beginning of Ethereum's lifespan. I don't even know if you want to measure that from 8.5 to 20, and then we start ranging from 20 to 50, and then 50 we explode up to 215 on MACD. And then now look where we're at with MACD. Much more volume came in. We're still distributing upwards, and the stochastic RSI on the 1 week is still at the bottom. We still have a lot more volume to come in. That's what it's telling me. You also want to keep an eye on volume. Those are the things you want to look for. So Ethereum it's still responsible for leading the charge for altcoins. A lot of that Ethereum gets distributed into the ecosystem. Ethereum getting converted into what's the other one? The popular one right now. I showed it in my group. The new Binance Smart Chain wallets, it just went absolutely through the roof in the past week, comparative to every other ecosystem. Binance Smart Chain, their popular tokens, obviously BNB has went from $40 at the start of the year to $600, and it's almost at $600 right, well, $561 right now, and it's still reaccumulating up here. BNB to 1,000 is the charge right now. You want to get into something that's going to make moves higher, low, higher, low, higher, low, higher, low. Now we're squeezing at an apex on what looks like a symmetrical triangle. BNB is taking a lot of mind share from Ethereum. They created it as a clone of Ethereum, and they felt like they could do Ethereum better, and they created hundreds of their own tokens on the ecosystem. So BNB has led the charge. So BNB, I think we're going to get a touch here before it continues at 520 or so. I could be wrong. It could be reaccumulating there, and the high time frames could be taking over, scooping from the bottom. RSI has barely touched 70. MACD's curling back up. Could take, I don't know, another few days, end of the week, before we start seeing a move again, because right now the Solana tokens are moving. But before that, you want to look at BNB. Cake is another essential token to the Binance chain ecosystem. Scooping here, higher low, breakout, creating a W pattern. There's the neckline. You want to look for the neckline of this action. Is on the daily. You're going to look for a breakdown, maybe even a bounce somewhere around here. This is the BNB pair. It doesn't matter. This is where most of the money is going to come through. Once BNB stops moving, then you're going to see all the other tokens on the BNB ecosystem slowing down as well. We could reaccumulate somewhere around here, but ultimately you want to look for support. If you're late to getting into a coin, you want to look for support. That looks like good support there, and it'll also serve as another higher low. And we should get a bounce there. Reaccumulation in this zone. Nope, wrong one. And we found resistance and support. There's another thing, another indicator you want to look for. Reaccumulation in here, and then a breakout. And then after it breaks out here, like, yeah, you can buy here where we're at now. You're going to just have to wait maybe a week or so, or 2 weeks, and hold that red. But ultimately, you want to buy when the 1 day is down here at the bottom of the stochastic RSI. Like, if you would have bought here, look at the price action you would have appreciated. Now you're at the top here. You probably want to sell, or you probably want to sell most of what you have, 75%. And if it breaks out further, then you add more up here. And then you go to the higher time frame, you see what's happening. It's hard to see anything, but the 3 days still reaccumulating. Expect a higher low, so I would buy somewhere in support. And again, my thing is these wicks really don't count as real support or real resistance. Those are people that bought high and got forced out when the price went down by whales or market makers. So keep an eye out for cake, and then how cake is how that affects cake's overall price. It looks like it's gonna just keep going up. I mean, let's just do cake Binance USD, and look where cake started, under $1, and now it's at $35. You're not late. You're late, but you're not late. There's still room. The 1 day, like I said, the 1 day looks like on the stochastic looks like it can break down. Reaccumulation, you're going to want to buy somewhere between here and here, and then let this scoop happen. Let the scoop happen, buy it, and watch the greens candles come in. Wait for this stochastic to reset. 4 hour, yeah, well, I mean, 4 hours coming up. You'll probably see some action over the next several hours, next 8 hours or so. Downtrending profile volume as well. Descending, well, you have descending volume and rising price. That's not good. That's an indicator that we're ready for a breakdown. You want to see sideways action or downtrending action with downtrending volume, and then you'll get a breakout. And that's where you get the descending channels and descending wedges into support, into a breakout. So you want to look for, those are two essential tokens to the Binance system. So let's look at Binance tokens. Maybe you want to get a jump on the market and be like, okay, I like this token, I like the technology it has. I'm going to see what other tokens there are that I can get into Binance. You have Graph. You have a lot of ERC20s that were migrated into the system as well. Venus is another very interesting project. Venus has a bunch of wrapped. God, this site needs to work. Venus has a bunch of, was it XVS? They have a bunch of wrapped tokens. So there's a lot of volume that's going to come into the ecosystem. It's sort of like, if you've heard of REN token or SNX or even Aave, it's sort of like that. So XVS is very interesting. I wrote down a few somewhere, but I guess we'll just go through here. There's DEGO. DEGO is primarily, most of the tokens are owned by Binance. Any tokens that are primarily owned by Binance, you're going to want to get in because obviously they're going to pump their own product, and they've pumped it very much. A lot of these I haven't heard of. But yeah, come here. Take a look around. Front has been pumping recently. Burger Swap is another one that's very interesting. It's going to get a lot of volume going into it over the next few months. You want to take a look at that one. It's a low fee swap site. It's not working very well lately though. I tried to use it, so I had to use Pancake Swap. Z is another one that the Black Lion Kings own that we found pretty early, under $1 at least. It's going to be a zero fees protocol that's going to be added to all Binance's swap sites pretty soon. Yeah, so take a look there. VIDT is another sleeper. It's a NFT token, but for enterprise, which enterprise is going to bring in hundreds of millions, billions of dollars into NFTs for data and physical items validation through the blockchain. Very important for NFTs. Bondly is NFT, another NFT token you want to take a look at. Very popular. There was Jake Paul used it for a few of his NFTs. A lot of Pokemon cards are placed on Bondly now, independently, obviously. Crowns, not Crowns. Which one is it? Pools is popular. Let me try to give you another one. Take a look at it. Look at the go into the details. Figure out what it's trying to do, and then make a decision. Don't just jump in because I say it's popular. Shield has been popping up recently. Cheesecake Swap. These names are hilarious. Yeah, so I mean that's pretty much it. Ramen Swap is getting popular. It's CoinMarketCap. I mean, just rewind and you can see which site I used to find the Binance tokens. So yeah, I've owned Cake since $14, since I finally started figuring out what Binance was trying to do, and I've leverage traded BNB over the past few months as well. So the Binance chain and Binance Smart Chain is a clone of Ethereum that is branched off into its own ecosystem through Binance and CZ, the CEO. Another competitor is Solana, which is ran by the group that runs the FTX website, which is a top 10 site now. And they have also they bought the naming rights to the Miami Heat Stadium. So it's a pretty big move to create familiarity and mind share for their token ecosystem. So obviously FTX's token is FTT. Another Ethereum and Binance competitor is Solana. This is their Binance chain competitor. I've been on to what Solana's been trying to do for months now, because I've been following FTX for a while, and it just started blowing up pretty recently. It's just as Binance Smart Chain tokens have as well. As you can see here, we had the breakout from here, and it's been nearly unstoppable since then. We had a small reset, and it turned green. And you see all these green days after. There's been 4 red days. So Solana has been carrying the Solana and Serum ecosystem. Another one of the tokens you could take a look at is Serum as part of that ecosystem. Serum still has a lot of room to grow, especially comparative to Solana. A lot of the attention's on Solana. Serum is a very important part of that ecosystem. You might want to take a look at buying in at $8.20. Maybe we don't get there. Let's look at the 1 day. The obvious support is between $7.70 and $8.30 or so, 25 cents or so. Where I'm seeing some support is obviously here. You're going to see support from $8.75 on up. So if you want to get into Serum, you average in from $8.75 on down to $8 and just let it ride. If you're holding it back long term. Another one, my favorite, I've been holding for, and a few of us Black Lions have been holding for a few years, waiting for them to realize their potential, is Kin. Kin is another part of the Serum and Solana ecosystem. As you can see here, this looks absolutely beautiful on the moving average lines. Moving average lines are converging into a golden cross right now. We're probably going to get a little sideways action, so the 4 hour can reset, or it might not even matter. Well, the 1 day still has some room to move. So the next few days, we could see Kin maybe hit support here at 3,200 or 32,000, 0.0032 cents or so. And whenever there's a dip on Kin, I buy more. I buy a bunch more under 0.002 cents, and now it's rising. My spot bag is rising because Kin is it was the most used blockchain up until 2019, and it was in Korea, Japan. They have a lot of interest in the future of finance, which is cryptocurrencies, and utilizing it in their everyday society. And Kin is one of those tokens. So keep an eye on Kin. Another one, so you have Solana, Serum, Kin. I haven't bought any yet, and maybe I'm going to miss out on it. Oxy, same kind of thing going on here. Not much volume coming in because it's a very low market cap coin, but ultimately, yeah, neckline is here. You want to see a pullback somewhere $3.15 before you buy in or so, and then once it gets past $3.70 and holds it, it's off to the races. Who knows where it can go? It only has like $28 million in the market cap, maybe less. Oxy, those are 4. So you want to look for Solana tokens. Let's see if we can find it. Give you an example. Solana.com/tokens. Let's see what they have. Sol token powering the Solana blockchain. They have they've been building with Apple, Qualcomm, Intel, Google, Microsoft, basically the biggest names in technology, looking into utilizing their token in their ecosystem. You have BSN, MoonPay, Solid Wallet, the Aleph token as well. I have some of that. Serum, Acash. It's on OKEX. What else? DTFs. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. It's connected to Atomic. So they're basically connecting blockchains. That's their goal. Interconnecting blockchains and utilizing each other's liquidity. That's the future of cryptocurrencies. We have to help each other. We can't just be separate like all the other banks have been doing all these years. So look into Solana blockchains as well. Matic, speaking of Sol, not necessarily connected, but Matic has made a Sol type of move over the past few days. And hopefully you got in. I may have mentioned it on my Discord group once. I believe around 40 cents, and then it's just it took off to 90 cents, and it's reaccumulating into what looks like a flag right now. The 4-hour stochastic's at the bottom. RSI still has room to move. MACD is still distributing upwards on the 4-hour. 1 day still has a few, maybe one more session to go through. The session ends in about 4 hours. So we could see $1. I started believing in the Solana to $1 move, or Solana, the Matic to $1 movement once we hit 50 cents that quickly as we have. And with this accumulation, we're going to see much more upside. A lot of volume coming in. Matic is a layer 2 solution that allows Ethereum to be more efficient. So in that way, what I mean by that is less fees, low to zero fees. So I mean, that's as much as I know about it, and that's why it's doing so well. It's the number one layer 2 solution going right now. So other layer 2 solutions are in the crosshairs of traders, and Solana is an alternative to Ethereum and their high fees. So is Binance Smart Chain. So you get the idea of where I'm going with it, and why I'm on to these trends before they happen, why I was into Matic, onto Matic before these breakouts. I was into Solana before the breakouts. I've been talking about Solana since about 10 cents on my Discord group, and there's a few people that have held since then. So you got to get with the trends, and what's happening now, I'll let you into a secret if you've picked up what I've been showing you. We're ecosystem pumping. In the past, I've been doing this since 2014. In the past, we would alphabetically pump. No matter what exchanges were around, we'd pump. The ecosystem would be pumped. The cryptocurrency ecosystem would be pumped alphabetically. You had Ethereum tokens pump. You had Bitcoin related tokens pump. You had just whatever the market makers had their clutches on, they would pump. Now, during this massive altcoin and Bitcoin run we've had, we're ecosystem pumping. Those are the narratives. You have Solana ecosystem, you have Binance ecosystem, you have Cosmos ecosystem, Cosmos Atom, you have Ethereum, you have and Bitcoin has a small, slowly growing ecosystem that will pump. Again, anyways, all that Bitcoin's being redistributed into alts over the next few months. But that is technically what is going on right now. So do your research and understand, and you'll be able to understand what's coming next. So I'm going to keep it at that. If you have any questions, or if you have any tokens you want me to look at, don't hesitate to contact me. Twitter, YouTube, Discord. All the links will be at the bottom of the in the info on the stream. Thanks. Talk to you later.